Hey everybody, I got a fun little clip that I kind of mashed together, put together. It's going to be a what they call 211, which is an armed robbery out of Modesto. Now, what's kind of cool is, and I strive every day to continue to learn, educate myself. I'm doing constant training and things like that. I'm on the security end of things now, as opposed to law enforcement, but I'm continuously training, continuously learning. I learned something new today, and you get to learn alongside of me. I have never heard of this system, and it's a mobile spike, and you're going to see it in action. You're going to see first we're going to do the audio clip, then we're going to show the pursuit from a helicopter standpoint, and then they're going to mobile spike it. And then there's going to be a little demo of what mobile spike is provided by Modesto PD. And then the rest of the clip is going to follow. But it's pretty cool. I've never heard of this thing, and so I learned something new.
Mary 7 in a position 1011 device. It's going to be a 211 strong arm just occurred at the True Value 1433 Coffee Road.
So they said 211 strong arm, which means no weapons, but then they later say they were all armed.
The vehicle is due up on Orangeburg. We're still trying to get further.
RTCC Mary 83, you still on? Hey, we're checking cameras right now. No, that's RTCC. Just for info, the last LPR hit on that plate was.
Now they mentioned LPR, license plate reader, so somewhere that license plate hit the system and they were able to tell which direction it was traveling. I had to lower a lot of this volume on this video because that helicopter is so loud. Modesto, I don't know what you guys are doing with these helicopters. If these pilots are like hanging on the outside of the helicopter while they're flying, but it is the loudest helicopter footage I have ever heard in my life. So I brought it down by a lot of decibels.
Be advised, all subjects are armed.
So we're going to get that mobile spike right here.
Mobile spike on 99.
And then now the demo.
Mobile spike allows officers to safely deflate a suspect's tires while the vehicle is in motion, reducing the risk to officers and the public by immobilizing the vehicle in a controlled manner.
I've never heard of that. That is pretty wild. It's pretty wild that it's like sticks out of the side with a little switch and kind of moves and then you retract it. Like, that's kind of a neat system. You got to be really close and you got to be like kind of pit maneuver area, right? And so it's a neat device. I am full support of neat devices that work and do things. In this case, you have armed robbery. You have what they end up figuring out was armed robbery, and you go to light it up. It becomes a pursuit. Why not just pit it? Just pit it right there, without even getting into a long and lengthy pursuit. Why not just a quick aggressive pit maneuver to take it out? If you're looking, on the screen here, you take it to the right there, right off the road, and no danger to the public, no danger to anybody. Are they relying on the helicopter? We'll spike it. They'll lose tires. They'll get out and run. So we'll just let the helicopter handle it. Okay. I get it. But what we're going to see is, just because the officers are not there doesn't mean that these people drive normal. They still drive like ass and they put people in danger. I am a firm believer in pitting immediately and getting them off the road because I have seen a pursuit get canceled and the car go down the road a couple more miles and T-bone a family in a minivan and roll them over into a river. And so I'm not a big proponent on just letting them go and just kind of observing because they don't slow down. And these guys won't slow down until the end.
I think we just mobile spiked it. It's at the Tuolumne exit, passing Tuolumne. He just got over to the number 1 lane. Looks like he's taking off now.
So now he's hauling ass, right?
And
bobbing and weaving.
Is southbound and weaving.
Cops are nowhere in sight. Okay, they're not even close. Look how fast this guy is going.
And we're going to be
flying off the highway. You see no cop cars over here anywhere. He's going to actually go off road a little bit right here.
He's going to be going on to Hatch
I don't know.
Road.
It's just me.
On the off ramp right now.
My opinion. Now right here, the helicopter doesn't catch it. They catch that the door opens, but is that a person that goes flying out of the truck as it made that turn? Well, I'm going to back up just a little bit because I thought that was hilarious. If somebody actually flew out, I don't know if it's a person or they threw a bag of stuff out, like maybe the stuff they stole or something like that. But it's very interesting. The helicopter doesn't catch it.
Southbound Herndon.
Looks like a person.
From Hatch. And back driver's side door just opened. I think they're going to try to Lakeville here.
Yeah, see, they didn't catch that something went out of it. which I thought was kind of funny.
If you're not copying back, driver's side door just open.
Continue southbound Herndon.
Now, at the end of this, we're going to see that 3 people are arrested. 2 people get out of this truck. So was that the third one that bailed out and then was later arrested? That's funny. They tucked and rolled. That's pretty awesome.
Speed's about 25. I think he's struggling to maintain speed.
Yeah, so the tires are probably flat. So now they're going to bail out, which is great. You know, you spike something and they bail out. Okay.
Pulling into 1660.
You're going to see this passenger runs inside the building.
One going southbound, driver's
And then they
going,
stay with the driver.
northeastbound. I'm going to stick.
I'm a firm believer, and we've talked about it here on the podcast and channel. I'm a firm believer in sticking with the driver. The driver is in physical control of the vehicle. The driver is always going to be your best suspect when it comes to the driving portion and the fleeing portion of some sort of incident. Now, if your shooter was the front passenger, and you can kind of confirm that, you may stick with the front passenger versus the driver. If the vehicle's stolen, things like that, you want the driver, because the driver is going to know that the vehicle was not theirs. They're going to know that they were the ones fleeing. They're going to know that they are that suspect.
And driver is taking the alleyway. He's just threw a jacket or a bag over the fence. He's jumping the fence to the northeast of the property. He's going to be going into the alleyway, running eastbound.
So he's going to make it in the alleyway and then get caught by police on the other side here,
A unit on the alleyway. I got one.
which is pretty great. Now, here are the charges. It says booked for robbery, attempted carjacking, numerous other felony. Carjacking, at least in the terms of where I'm from, is trying to steal someone's vehicle by force, threat, or intimidation. Like basically committing a robbery, but the goal was to get the vehicle versus some sort of property like a wallet or backpack or something like that. And then so you have your 3 suspects there, 19, 20, and 20. And then they got some firearms, it looks like, off of these guys. You got a decent-sized pistol. I don't know if that's like a Beretta or something. I don't know. It looks like a piece of shit with a light on it or a laser. And then this other kind of flashy little thing. This rifle, though, could have done some damage. I mean, they all could do damage, but that rifle could have done some damage even without the buttstock on it there. But anyway, so quick little clip. I always love seeing a good aerial kind of view, helicopter, drone, something like that, and then utilizing technology. And then in this case, utilizing technology I've never even heard of. And in that promo video that Modesto put out, they talk about how they're kind of, getting into all this new technology and they're trying to, make the world safer for the citizens and things like that. They also talked about Star Chase. Star Chase we've talked about on this channel and podcast before, and it's a device. It's like a little tube, like a small little picture, like the old school 35 millimeter camera little case, that you put your film in, and it's kind of like that. It shoots out and it sticks to the license plate, the back of the car, or whatever it is. It sticks to the vehicle, and it's a GPS tracker. And so they talked about that as well as this mobile spike, which is pretty cool. So anyway, keep sending me these clips. I'm going to keep making these videos. Have a good one, guys.